I can conveniently pay for my utility bills, my son's Cartoon Network on DSTV, and renew my internet services package. I can securely send my sweet mother her monthly allowance by simply transferring funds from my bond account into hers. I can also pay the gardener through any of the mobile money platforms available. I can verify if the check to the vendor has cleared. Now let me guess my sister is here at time so I can peacefully go back to sleep. With Bond Mobile app, you can do your banking anywhere. Download the Bond Mobile app on Apple Play Store or Google Play Store today. Bond, your success, our passion.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
Well, you're a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Goil.
Ashene Pankasa. Goil, good energy.
There's always that one individual so selfless and caring. The world still has caring people. Getting unexpected help is a joy for us. That's why at Prudential Life, we've introduced Ultimate, the no-lapse guarantee on your Premier and Classic farewell plans. The biggest challenge for most clients having a funeral policy is the fact that when they are unable to pay premiums due to financial challenges, the policies elapse and the full benefit falls off. We have introduced the no-lapse guarantee on our funeral plans. This ensures that you don't lose your full benefit during challenging financial moments. Prudential. Always listening, always understanding.
Welcome to the 2017 edition of the National Science and Math Week. Yes, Christopher.
Budraka.
You're right. Yes, Senna.
Perimeter.
You're right. Yes, Priscilla.
NH3.
You're right.
It was exciting getting all the points in the last round to catch up.
Moscow is too little to be bullied.
Yes, Wanda.
Operation.
You are right.
My father was my mentor from childhood. He was a contestant in the 1996 edition. And so he used to make me watch the quiz. That time I think it was 3 contestants per school. And then one day I watched one contest, it was Prempeh versus St. Louis. and we were beaten, so I think it was quite a pain to me. So I wanted to do it for the school and win. So it was my idea and then my dream to enter into Pempe College and win.
And OSEI KYERETWIE Senior High School. Let's meet the contestants. OSEI KYERETWIE Senior High School. OSEI KYERETWIE Senior High School is represented by
Tinedu Kwabena Samo, final year.
To final year.
You are welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you, ma'am.
How are you doing?
By God's grace, you are doing well.
You're doing well. Are you excited to be here?
Yes, very excited.
Oh, I'm happy to hear that. Please tell us a little bit about your journey here. How did you get here?
In the prelims, we met Winnipeg SHS, and unfortunately, we lost to Winnipeg SHS, but by God's grace, we're among the top 18 high-scoring losing schools, and we are here in the round 8 to make our way to the next round.
All right. That's the spirit. That's the spirit. You are making your way to the next round. Okay, good. Let me wish you well then.
Thank you, ma'am.
University Practice Senior High School. University Practice Senior High School is represented by
Kubafu Imano, final year.
Prince Ofori, final year.
You're welcome.
Thank you, madam.
How are you doing?
Fine, thank you, madam.
Are you excited?
Yes, madam.
A little or very?
Very.
Very?
Yes, madam.
Okay, that's great. You are seeded school?
Yes, madam.
So, what did the seniors say?
Actually, they told us all is well. Even though last year we weren't able to make it to the finals, but still all is well.
Yes, you've been on a path, so last year was some kind of an anomaly for you, right?
Kind of.
So what should we expect?
This is the perfect will of God.
Perfect will of what?
God. Yeah.
That's it?
Yes, madam.
Okay, best wishes to you.
Thank you.
BOLGATANGA Senior High School. BOLGATANGA Senior High School is represented by
Inusa Abdul Samed, final year.
Amok Wisdom, final year.
You're welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
How are you?
We are fine.
Just fine.
We are very fine.
I'm looking for excitement.
Okay, we are very excited.
Okay, that's more like it. Great. All right. So, can you tell us a little bit how you got here?
Okay, at the prelims, we met Chenibu Akudia and we lost the game, but being part of the high-scoring losing school, we were able to make it to the 1A here today.
All right. So what are we expecting? And don't tell me it's the perfect will of God.
Okay. The very best.
The very best. Okay. I wish you well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Viewers, we've met the contestants. I think we'll have an exciting contest today. Yes. Before I sit down, I would like to acknowledge that the National Science and Math Quiz is sponsored by the Ghana Education Service through the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools. We also have support from GCB Bank, Accra College of Medicine, Medifem Multi-Specialist Hospital and Fertility Center, Lancaster University, Ghana, Academic City College, West African Center for Cell Biology of Infectious Pathogens, WACBIB, Awake Purified Drinking Water, GTP, and Hoti Makeup. The mentorship sessions are sponsored by Bond Savings and Loans and RMG Ghana. And the SciTech Fair 2018 was sponsored by Goyle, Prudential Life Insurance Ghana, and Talo Ghana Limited. Our media sponsors are City FM and Joy News. This is a primetime production. Thank you. My name is Elsie Efa Kaufman. I'm your quiz mistress. Let me take my question. Contestants, the contest, as always, comes to you in 5 rounds. The first round, this round, is the round for fundamental concepts. The questions are simple and direct. I'm expecting simple and direct answers. If you answer your major question correctly, 3 points. If the question is incorrectly answered, it becomes available to the 2 other schools. A school may ring and attempt an answer. If the answer is right, a bonus point. If the answer is incorrect, it fetches a penalty point. For questions that require calculations, you have 30 seconds in which to present your answer. If there are no calculations involved, you have 10 seconds to do so. All of the questions, all of them, are to be attempted once only. Best wishes to all 3 schools. I'm going to start with OSEI KYERETWIE, but before I come to you, there's a preamble to all schools. This first set of questions, you'll need about 10 seconds to respond. So, preamble to all schools. The organs and tissues of organisms work together as body systems to accomplish certain tasks. Please, when I get to you, mention the systems that perform the task I tell you. Do you have the preamble? Great. So now OSEI KYERETWIE moves materials such as oxygen, nutrients, hormones, and waste products between body systems. Yes, Samuel.
Circulatory system.
Yes, that's right. BOLGATANGA secretes chemical signals that allow body systems to act cooperatively as needed. Yes, Abdul Samad.
The nervous system.
Pardon?
The nervous system.
No, I'm not accepting that. For a bonus, the right answer is the endocrine system. And then university practice with the same preamble covers the body and regulates its interaction with the outside world. Yes, Emmanuel?
The integumentary system.
You're right. Next set, 30 seconds. OSEI KYERETWIE. The spring constant of a spring fixed at one end is 2 kilonewton per meter. Find the period of natural oscillations of a 0.2 kilogram mass attached to the other end of the spring. Emmanuel.
Oh, Madam, we have 100 seconds.
That's incorrect for bonus. The right answer is 0.06 seconds. BOLGATANGA. A 0.4 kilogram mass is attached to the free end of a spring of spring constant 25 kilonewton per meter, which has one fixed end. Find the period of natural oscillations of the spring mass system. Abdul Samad.
0.4 seconds.
That's incorrect for bonus. The right answer is 0.02 seconds. University practice. Find the natural frequency of a spring mass system comprising a 0.50 kilogram mass and a spring whose spring constant is 45 kilonewton per meter. Yes, Prince.
Madam, please, we have the frequency to be 1.8 times 10 to the power 2 hertz.
That's incorrect for bonus. Yes, Abdul Samad. Yes, Amwak.
300 hertz. 300 hertz.
That's incorrect. The right answer is 48 hertz. Next set, 30 seconds, and I have a preamble. A short one. This is a preamble. Find x, given that the vectors... Did you get the preamble? All right. So OSEI, your vectors, A equals 3i plus xj, and B equals xi plus 6j are perpendicular. Samuel.
Madam, x is equal to 0.
You're right. BOLGATANGA with the same preamble. A is equal to 5i minus 3xj. And B is equal to 5i plus 3xj are perpendicular. Yes, Amwak.
X is 5 over 3. X is 5 over 3.
2 out of 3. X is plus or minus 5 over 3. University practice with the same preamble. A is equal to 4i plus 3j, and B is equal to 5i plus xj are parallel. Prince.
Madam, please, we have x to be equal to 15 on 4.
Pardon?
15 on 4.
Yes. Next set, 10 seconds each. OSEI, define the first electron affinity of an element. Yes, Emmanuel.
The first electron affinity of an atom is the energy released when one mole of an electron is added to a gaseous atom in its free state to form a singly charged anion.
I'll give you 2 out of. Is the energy lost or gained when 1 mole of the gaseous atoms add on 1 mole of electrons to form 1 mole of singly charged anions? BOLGATANGA, explain the relative values of the electron affinities of lithium and beryllium, which are -57 kilojoule per mole and +66 kilojoule per mole, respectively. Yes, Abdul Samad.
Okay. This is because for beryllium, it's having an electronic configuration of 1s2, 2s2, and so therefore it's much stable. So for you to add an electron to it, you require an external energy to put such an electron onto it. So that makes it to have a positive electron affinity. But for lithium, it's having an electronic configuration of 1s2, 2s1. So meaning you don't require much energy, or there's not even energy for you to put an electron into it. That makes it to have a negative electron affinity.
I'll give you 1. You have the general idea, but the orbitals. So for beryllium, you actually want to add the electron to the 2p orbital, not the one you mentioned. You see? It's the 2p orbital. And so if you try to add an electron to that, it produces a less stable electronic configuration, whereas for the beryllium, you can actually produce a stable configuration by adding the electron to the 2s. Okay. University practice. Explain the relative values of the electron affinities of oxygen and sulfur, which are -141 kilojoule per mole and -200 kilojoule per mole, respectively. Yes, Prince.
Madam, please. Oxygen has a lesser value of electron affinity than that of the sulfur. This because down the group, more shells are being added, and this decreases the effective nuclear charge. So adding an electron to the valence shell of these atoms requires less amount of energy down the group, and hence oxygen requires relatively greater amount of energy to add an electron to it than that of sulfur.
I'm not going to accept that. For bonus. Okay, so sulfur is below oxygen in the same group of the periodic table. The atomic radius increases down a group. So there is less of a repulsive force on the incoming electron when you talk about sulfur. That's the reason. I'm not talking about effective nuclear charge. No, it's just the repulsive force. That is the key thing here. All right, next set, 10 seconds. And this is a single question to all 3 schools. When I get to your school, please give me a right answer so that I can move on for the next right answer. That means no bonus this time. Okay. So this is a question. When I get to your school, please mention one of the six easily observed structural features in the mature angiosperm that are used to distinguish dicots from monocots? So, OSEI, first choice. Yes, Emmanuel.
For monocot plants, their leaves have parallel venation.
Okay, leaves. BOLGATANGA. Yes, Abdul Samad.
You can use the root system for the dicot.
Yes. University practice. Yes.
Madam, also
Emmanuel.
the angiosperm, the dicots, they have no leaf sheets, but the monocots have leaf sheets.
No, I'm not accepting that. I heard about leaves before. This question seems to be much simpler than you were expecting. So you wanted to explain things to me, but I only asked for easily observed structural features, and there are 6 of them. The flowers, the leaves, somebody mentioned leaves, roots, you mentioned roots, stems, cotyledons, pollen grains. These are the 6. Okay? So it was a very, very simple question which you decided to make more complicated. Next set, 30 seconds. OSEI, a 50 milliampere current flows into a parallel combination of a 20 ohm resistor and a 30 ohm resistor. Determine the current in the 30 ohm resistor. Emmanuel?
20 milliampere.
Yes. BOLGATANGA, a 40 milliampere current flows into a parallel combination of a 10 ohm and a 40 ohm resistor. Determine the current in the 10 ohm resistor. Yes, Emmanuel.
32 milliampere.
Yes. University practice. Determine the current that flows into a parallel combination of a 20 ohm resistor and a 25 ohm resistor when the current in the 20 ohm resistor is 50 milliamperes. Prince.
Madam, please, the answer is 40 milliampere.
That's incorrect. For bonus. The right answer is 90 milliamperes. Next set, 30 seconds, and I have a preamble. Preamble to all schools. Find the equation of the straight line with the given x and y intercepts. Please, did you get your preamble? All right. OSEI, x is equal to -2 and y is equal to 2. Emmanuel.
Y equals to x plus 2.
You're right. BOLGATANGA with the same preamble. X is equal to 3 and y is equal to 3. Yes, Abdul Samad.
Y equal to minus x plus 3.
Yes. University practice. X is equal to 3 and y is equal to negative 2. Prince.
2x minus 3y minus 6 equals 0.
Yes. Last set of questions for the round. 30 seconds each, but I have a preamble. Please pay attention to this preamble. Consider the following reaction. 2A going to 4B plus C. The following results were obtained in 2 kinetic measurements, and I have a table. There are 3 columns. So the column headings for the second and third columns are initial concentration of A in mole per decimeter cubed, and initial rate of disappearance of A in mole per decimeter cubed second. Now, the first row after this heading is 1. Then initial concentration of A, that's 0.010. And then the last column, 6.10 times 10 raised to the power negative 5. Next row, 2. 0.030 and 1.83 times 10 raised to the power negative 4. Please, did you get your preamble? No response means yes. So, OSEI, determine the order of the reaction with respect to A. Yes, Emmanuel.
2.
That's incorrect. Which of you? Raise your hand, please. Emmanuel?
1.
1. BOLGATANGA with the same preamble. Use the results of the first experiment to calculate the rate constant of the reaction and give its units. Abdul Samad.
We have 6.10 times 10 raised to the power minus 3 per second.
You are right. Last question, university practice with the same preamble. Calculate the expected initial rate of the reaction when the initial concentration of A is 0.04 mole per decimeter cubed. Prince.
Madam, please, the rate is 2.44 times 10 to the power negative 4 mole per dm cube per second.
Yes. That's the end of the first round.
I can conveniently pay for my utility bills, my son's Cartoon Network on DSTV, and renew my internet services package. I can securely send my sweet mother her monthly allowance by simply transferring funds from my bond account into hers. I can also pay the gardener through any of the mobile money platforms available. I can verify if the check to the vendor has cleared. Now let me guess my sister is here at time so I can peacefully go back to sleep. With Bond Mobile app, you can do your banking anywhere. Download the Bond Mobile app on Apple Play Store or Google Play Store today. Bond, your success, our passion.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
Gold is a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Gold.
Ashene Pankasa. Gold, good energy.
There's always that one individual so selfless and caring. The world still has caring people. Getting unexpected help is a joy for us. That's why at Prudential Life, we've introduced Ultimate, the no-lapse guarantee on your Premier and Classic farewell plans. The biggest challenge for most clients having a funeral policy is the fact that when they are unable to pay premiums due to financial challenges, the policies elapse and the full benefit falls off. We have introduced the no-lapse guarantee.
Question regarding explaining the relative values of the electron affinities for oxygen and sulfur. And the values were given, and an answer was given by university practice about effective nuclear charge. I have been asked to modify my, my response to them, yes. So I'm giving them 2 out of 3.
There's always that one individual so selfless and caring. The world still has caring people. Getting unexpected help is a joy for us. That's why at Prudential Life, we've introduced Ultimate, the no-lapse guarantee on your Premier and Classic farewell plans. The biggest challenge for most clients having a funeral plan.
At the end of the first round, BOLGATANGA Senior High School has 11 points. University Practice Senior High School has 15 points. OSEI Senior High School has 18 points. 4 more rounds to go. Round 2. This round is also known as a speed race. The questions in the round are directed to all 3 schools at the same time. For an opportunity to answer a question, you need to ring for it. May I hear your bell or say KYERETWIE? Thank you. Yours, University Practice. Thank you. And yours, BOLGATANGA. Thank you. If you ring and answer correctly on the first attempt, 3 points. On the second attempt, 2 points. On the third attempt, 1 point. If you attempt to answer a question and you are unsuccessful, you lose a precious point. For questions that require calculations, you have a maximum of 30 seconds to present your answer. If there are no calculations involved, there's a maximum of 10 seconds to do so. Best wishes to all 3 schools. First set of questions, 30 seconds each. A cyclist travels between 2 towns 5 kilometers apart by cycling the first 2.5 kilometers of the journey at 3.0 meters per second and the second 2.5 kilometers at 1.0 meters per second. Calculate the average speed of the cyclist. The right answer is 1.5 meters per second. Next question. A bifilar or bifilar suspension with 2 parallel light strings at each 2 meter long oscillates harmonically in a horizontal plane. Find the ratio of the period of the oscillations when the strings are 0.25 meters apart to the period when they are 0.50 meters apart. Which of you, please? Prince.
2:1.
Yes. Next one. What is the kinetic energy of a 4.0 times 10 raised to the power negative 20 kilogram particle whose de Broglie wavelength is 1.1 times 10 raised to the power negative 11 meters? The right answer is 4.5 times 10 to the power negative 26 joules. 30 seconds. A radioactive nuclide with mass number 238 and atomic number 92 decomposes to give a daughter nuclide of mass number 234 and atomic number 90. Name the nuclear particle. Yes, which of you, Amwak?
Alpha particle.
You're right. When a beryllium nuclide, mass number 9 and atomic number 4, is bombarded with an alpha particle, a neutron is emitted and a new nuclide is formed. Identify this nuclide Go ahead, Prince.
Madam, the new nuclide is carbon 12, and with atomic number 6 and a mass number 12.
Yes. What are you ringing for? All right, next one. When uranium-235, atomic number 92, undergoes neutron-induced fission, 2 nuclides are formed and 2 neutrons are produced. If one of the new nuclides has a mass number 92, atomic number 36, determine the mass and atomic numbers of the second nuclide. Please raise your hand for me, Prince.
Madam, please, the new nuclide has the mass number to be 143 and atomic number to be 74.
That's incorrect. Which of you? Raise your hand. Emmanuel.
The new nuclide has a mass number of 56 and has a mass number of 142 and atomic number of 56.
The mass number is 142 and the atomic number is 56. I didn't accept because you know you have one attempt at an answer. Next set, 30 seconds each. First one, find f of x, given that f of x minus 2 is equal to x squared minus x plus 3. Which of you, please raise your hand. Amwak.
So, Madam, the answer is 9.
Who rang next? Yes, Prince.
Madam, f of x equals x squared plus 3x plus 2.
That's incorrect. Did anyone else ring? Go ahead, Samuel.
The answer is x squared minus 5x plus 9.
No. The right answer is x squared plus 3x plus 5. Next one. Solve for x given x raised to the power 4 minus 12x squared minus 64 is equal to 0. Which of you? Yes, Prince?
Madam, you have x to be equal to plus or minus 4.
Yes. Find the derivative of y is equal to 4 multiplied by x raised to the power negative 1/4 plus 8 multiplied by x raised to the power 3/4. Yes, Samwak.
Divide the x equal 2 multiply x to the power.
That's incorrect. Yes, Prince.
Madam, we have dy dx to be equal to negative x to the power negative 5 on 4 plus 6x to the power negative 1 on 4.
Yes. Last set of questions, 10 seconds each. What type of meristem is responsible for the production of shoots and leaves? Yes, which of you? Samuel?
Apical meristem.
No. Who rang next? Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
Emmanuel?
We have the ground meristem.
No, I'm moving on. It's incorrect. The right answer is shoot apical meristem. Next one. If the chromosome number in the leaf of Funaria is 20, what will be the chromosome number in the spores? Emmanuel?
20.
Yes. Last one. What is the difference in the location of DNA in prokaryotic cells and in eukaryotic cells? Emmanuel?
Madam, the DNA in the prokaryotic cell is found in the nucleoid, whilst that in the DNA is found in the nucleus.
Where did you say the first one?
The prokaryote nucleoid.
No. Yes, which of you? Please raise your hand. Abdul Samad.
Okay. For the prokaryotic, the DNAs are scattered, and they are scattered in the cytoplasm. But for the eukaryotic cell, they are localized, they are found in the nucleus.
Yes. That's the end of the second round. At the end of the second round, BOLGATANGA Senior High School has 14 points. OSEI Senior High School has 15 points. University Practice Senior High School has 25 points. Round 3. This round has the problem of the day. The problem of the day is a single question to all 3 schools. From the time I ask you to begin, you will have 3 minutes in which to prepare an answer to the problem of the day. The problem of the day is worth 10 points. Let's turn over our sheets and read the problem of the day together. Problem of the day. A very long solenoid wound with 2,500 turns per meter carries a current of 4.0 amperes. 1. Find the magnitude of the magnetic flux density inside the solenoid. 2. Find the magnitude of the torque on a square loop of wire of side 2.0 centimeters inside the solenoid, whose normal is perpendicular to the solenoid axis and which carries a current of 2.0 amperes. 3. A square loop of wire of side 2.0 centimeters inside the solenoid is rotated about an axis parallel to one of its sides and perpendicular to the axis of the solenoid at an angular frequency of 40 radians per second. Find the EMF induced in the loop. Contestants, this is your problem of the day. You may now begin. Please stop writing and present your answers. Thank you. Is your school name on there? Is your school name on there? Thank you. Ready. Contestants, please pick your notepads and present your answers on the boards as they appear here. May I have it back? Thank you. Thank you. Emmanuel, I need to see behind you. Can you put your head down for me? Still can't see. Hey, you people. What is this? And suddenly it is nice sign over there. I can't even see anything. Go and scribble it. Thank you. The contestants have presented their answers. Before I award the points, let's look at the suggested solution from the consultants. This is a problem in physics. So we are told that there's a long solenoid, which is wound with 2,500 turns per meter, and it's carrying a current of 4.0 amperes. The first question is to find the magnitude of the magnetic flux density inside the solenoid. The magnetic flux density inside the solenoid is uniform, and it has a magnitude, and is given by this relation. B is equal to the constant mu naught multiplied by N, which is the number of turns per meter, multiplied by the current. So you have 4 pi times 10 to the negative 7 henries per meter, multiplying 2,500 per meter, multiplied by 4.0 amperes. And if you do the calculation and you do it well, you should arrive at 0.013 Weber per meter squared, or Tesla. Okay. This whole process, this whole thing, this one is worth 3 points, and this is the distribution. If you got the relationship right, 1 point. If your procedure was right, you got 1 point. And then if your answer was right, you got 1 point. All right. The second part is to find the magnitude of the torque on a square loop of the wire of side 2.0 centimeter, which is placed inside the solenoid, whose normal is perpendicular to the solenoid axis, and it carries a current of 2.0 amperes. Again, there's a relationship for this torque. You take what you have already calculated, the B from 1, multiply by the current, multiplied by the side, see it's a square loop, and so you multiply by the dimension squared, okay? And then sine of the angle, and this time we're told that it's 90 degrees, it's perpendicular, right? Okay, so sine of 90. So if you substitute, you will get 0.013 Weber per meter, which is what was calculated earlier, multiplied by 2.0 amperes, multiplied by the dimension, the side dimension squared, so 2.0 times 10 to the negative 2 meter squared. And that should give you 1.0 times 10 to the power negative 5 Newton meter. That's worth 3 points. Again, same distribution. Relationship correct, 1 point. Procedure correct, 1 point. Answer correct, 1 point. Last part. A square loop of wire of side 2.0 centimeters is inside the solenoid and rotated about an axis parallel to one of the sides and perpendicular to the axis of the solenoid at an angular frequency of 40 radians per second, and the contestants were to find the EMF induced in the loop. The EMF induced in the loop is obtained by taking this angular frequency, which has been given, multiplying by B, which was calculated earlier on, the magnetic flux density, right? Multiplied by A. Okay. So if you substitute, you will get 40 radians per second multiplied by what was calculated before, 0.013 Tesla, multiplied by 2.0 times 10 to the negative 2 meter, and then square it, because that's A, right? The area is the side dimension squared. Okay, if you do this calculation right, you should wind up with 2.1 times 10 to the power negative 4 volts. Okay, so mark distribution this time. The relationship, 1 point. Procedure, 1 point. Answer, 2 points. Giving a total of 10 points. That's the suggested solution from our consultants. Now, contestants. My goodness, big boss. Big boss, if life were so easy, huh? Unfortunately, I can't recognize anything meaningful in your answers here. And so I'm going to give you a humanitarian point. 1 for effort. University practice. The first part, you started well. You actually knew the relationship. You substituted correctly. So knowing the relationship was worth 1, process was worth 1. I'm giving you full marks for process. So 1 more. But your final answer, something went wrong. That's not the right answer. And so you have 2 there. The second part, I think you went off in a different direction altogether. And so I can't give you anything. And then the third one, same result. So you would have had 2, but I'm adding the extra point, so that gives you 3 out of 10. OSEI KYERETWIE, you also started well. You knew the relationship, you substituted correctly, and then your final answer, you didn't go ahead and do the full calculation, but the way you left it, I can't say is wrong. So I'm going to have to give you 3 for that. And then the rest of it was downhill. So there's a 3 points you earned for yourselves, plus the extra humanitarian point, giving you 4 out of 10. That's the end of the problem of the day and the end of round 3. You may pick up your notepads.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with gold synthetic oil and any quality gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with gold synthetic oil.
Well, you're a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Goil.
Ashwini Pankasa. Goil, good energy.
I can conveniently pay for my utility bills, my son's Cartoon Network on DSTV, and renew my internet services package. I can securely send my sweet mother her monthly allowance by simply transferring funds from my bond account into hers. I can also pay the gardener through any of the mobile money platforms available. I can verify if the check to the vendor has cleared. Now let me guess my sister is here at time so I can peacefully go back to sleep. With Bond Mobile app, you can do your banking anywhere. Download the Bond mobile app on Apple Play Store or Google Play Store today. Bond, your success, our passion.
There's always that one individual so selfless and caring. The world still has caring people. Getting unexpected help is a joy for us. That's why at Prudential Life, we've introduced Ultimate, the no-lapse guarantee on your Premier and Classic farewell plans. The biggest challenge for most clients having a funeral policy is the fact that when they are unable to pay premiums due to financial challenges, the policies elapse and the full benefit falls off. We have introduced the no-lapse guarantee on our funeral plans. This ensures that you don't lose your full benefit during challenging financial moments. Prudential, always listening, always understanding.
Of the DNA in prokaryotic cells and in eukaryotic cells. So we are going to play back so that consultant can listen to the answer and then see what we will do. And I'm here to high every day. Thank you for showing me that.
2017 edition of the National Science and Math Quiz. Yes, Christopher. You're right. Yes, Senna.
Perimeter.
You're right. Yes, Priscilla.
NH3.
You're right.
It was exciting getting all the points in the last round to catch up.
No school is too little to be bullied.
Yes, Wanda.
Operation.
You are right.
My father was my mentor from childhood. He was a contestant in the 1996 edition. And so he used to make me watch the quiz. That time I think it was 3 contestants per school. And then one day I watched one contest. It was Prempeh versus St. Louis. And we were beaten, so I think it was quite a pain to me. So I wanted to do it for the school and win. So it was my idea and then my dream to enter into Prempeh College and win the quiz.
Undoubtedly, the National Science and Math Quiz has done a lot for the student body in Ghana. Over 500 schools from all over the country are represented by 3 students each at the regional and national levels of the competition. The competition compels students to widen their scope of study beyond the syllabus. The teachers go to all lengths to find the appropriate materials for the students to solve some sample past questions. For the teachers, whether their schools get to the finals or not is not the only aim. A good performance by the students who make up the team in the West Africa Senior Secondary Certificate Examinations is an added incentive for the toil. Exactly what does this program mean to the individual student?
It helped me to work under pressure, looking at what you are supposed to do within a very short period of time.
It's helped me believe that, yes, there was something more than just studying and passing exams.
I had this confidence in me, and this separated me from other normal students.
Learning to understand people, learning to be resilient. These all came with the quiz, and they've stayed with me till now.
I really got in touch with some special people with some great minds, because the quiz is there for great minds when it comes to science.
A platform for you to study much harder, represent your school.
You wanted to have the bragging rights. You wanted to make your parents proud. You want them to see you on TV, so you really work hard. And it also brings some healthy competition among the students.
Who are learning a lot from me, what I did on campus, and I think it's a plus for me.
What we do on stage is a reflection of what happens behind closed doors, because there's a lot of inputs that goes into what we do on stage. So the 2 people represent the knowledge that about 7 or 8 or even 10 people have.
It does not matter which part of the country their school is located. Preparation is the common denominator for all. The numerator, or the how factor, remains for the individual student to determine and carry out even before the team is affected. One can never know the real effort unless the contestant students tell it themselves.
In Pepper College, the quiz is given a lot of priority actually, because when you come to Form 1, you are picked up, they groom all of you, and then those who would prove by the end of their third year, they will be selected to represent the school.
During our preparation, it was actually only one teacher who was really interested in this whole thing. He wasn't really a chemistry and biology type, so we had to invite some of our past contestants to help us. We had a lot of trial contests with other schools. We had a lot of internal contests. That was one-on-one amongst the contestants.
You would have to study what you are required to know, not just because you have to write exams on it, but because you would be required to produce a deeper understanding of it. So our teammates, who were very, very supportive, I must confess, would go the extra mile to look for things probably they didn't even know from foreign textbooks, from online sources, from even the books that we use, to just make sure that we were very well equipped for it. The teachers were also very supportive. They would come in anytime we needed anything at all.
We are given extra tuition sometimes with things above the syllabus. We sometimes close late at night. We do trial contests among ourselves, do trial contests with other schools.
We always had to come to school the latest by 6 a.m. Then we spend our session with our trainer. Then after that, we join the normal class session. Then we close at 4. After 4, we spend at least an hour and 30 minutes with him again before we go home. After writing our WASI paper, we spent 1 month lodging in the school. And during this 1 month stay, we spent each day at least 20 hours of the day with him. We studied amongst ourselves. Then he taught us a little bit of what we have to know.
After prep ends, that's at 9 o'clock, they are required to stay for an hour and a half to prepare for regionals. Most of their work was done by us, as in the quiz team. We were 16 in number. We had those who were just contestants. We called them subject heads. They were in charge of teaching us the various subjects. As a Form 3 first time, we hadn't covered much of the syllabus, so it was the responsibility of the subject heads to at least finish something and come and teach us. If you had squad umbrella girls in your class, if there's a free period in your class, they are in charge of making sure that you don't sleep when the others are sleeping. You still have to push.
In the past, the contestants just made it to the first round of the competition. So we realized that maybe one of the ways to do that will be to have a science club, and the goal of the science club was to meet. We have trial quizzes to sort of sharpen our skills and then practice some shortcuts. We're also fortunate because some of our teachers also bought into that idea. They were mentors of the club.
So our preparation starts from the onset, from Form 1. But then more focus will not be put on you because there will be other badges we prepare to do the main competition. But you'll be taking on trial trips with your seniors to monitor how they answer questions, and you'll be trained alongside them. So in the end, by the time you reach Form 3, you'll be well equipped. And our training, we do it dawn, afternoon, evening, every time.
Round 4. In this round, I'm going to be presenting you with statements. When you receive a statement, please consider the statement carefully and let me know whether it's true or false. If you are right, 2 points. If you are incorrect, you lose a precious point. You may choose not to respond, in which case that statement becomes available to the 2 other schools. A school may ring and attempt an answer. If it's right, 2 full points. If it's wrong, that penalty point. Best wishes to all schools. I'm starting with you, BOLGATANGA. Adding a suitable catalyst to an equilibrium reaction is likely to increase the yield of the product? Yes, Abdul Samad, you're right.
It's false.
University practice. Normally, 1 mole of oxygen combines with 2 moles of gaseous SO2 to give 2 moles of gaseous SO3. For such a reaction, increasing the pressure at equilibrium will increase the yield of SO3. Yes, Prince?
Madam, it's true.
Yes. OSEI. For all equilibrium reactions, increase in temperature always increases the equilibrium constant. Samuel?
True.
No, that's a false statement. For the next set, I have a preamble. Please let me know when I get to your school and I give you a statement, whether the statement about the autonomic nervous system is true or false. Okay? Do you have the preamble? Do you have the preamble? All right. Good. So, it is not under voluntary control. Yes, Abdul Samad.
It's true.
Yes. It influences the cardiovascular system. Emmanuel?
Madam, is true.
Yes. It interacts with the endocrine system. Which of you, Emmanuel?
False.
No, that's a true statement. When light passes from an optically dense medium into a less dense medium, it is partially reflected and partially transmitted when the angle of incidence is less than the critical angle for the two media. Abdul Samad.
It's false.
Oh, that's a true statement. When light passes from one medium into an optically denser medium, it is partially reflected and partially transmitted when the angle of incidence is less than the critical angle for the two media. Yes, Prince?
It's true.
Yes. When light passes from one medium into a denser medium, it is totally reflected when the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle for the two media. Samuel?
True.
No. That's a false statement. Area of a triangle is half d squared, where d is length of a diagonal. Abdul Samad.
It's false.
Yes. Area of a rectangle is half d squared, where d is length of a diagonal. Prince.
It's false.
Yes. Area of a rhombus is half d squared, where d is length of a diagonal. Emmanuel.
True.
Aye. That's a false statement. A solution containing ethanoic acid and sodium ethanoate can act as a buffer. Yes, Abdul Samad.
It's true.
Yes. A solution of Na plus, H2PO4 minus, and Na3PO4 is a very effective buffer. Yes, Prince?
Madam, it's true.
No, that's incorrect. We don't have a conjugate pair in this situation. When dilute ammonia solution is partially neutralized with HCl solution, the resultant solution can be used as a buffer. Samuel.
False.
Oh, yeah. That's a true statement. BOLGATANGA. Diploid cells are seen in most parts of the body and contain 2 copies of every chromosome. Abdul Samad.
Madam, it's true.
Yes. Crossing over is the exchange of genetic material between sister chromatids or of homologous chromosomes. Emmanuel?
No, false.
Yes. When diploid organisms undergo sexual reproduction, they first produce haploid gametes through mitosis. Yes, Emmanuel?
False.
Yes. An intrinsic semiconductor has the same concentration of holes in its valence band as the concentration of electrons in its conduction band. Abdul Samad?
It's true.
Yes. An extrinsic semiconductor is either positively charged or negatively charged, depending as it is N-type or P-type. Prince?
Madam, it's true.
No, that's a false statement. Donor impurities inject electrons that do not originate from the valence band into the conduction band, thereby increasing electron concentration without a corresponding increase in hole concentration. Samuel?
True.
Yes. Last set of statements. A scalar multiple of a matrix is a matrix. Abdul Samad?
It's true.
Yes. If the product of 2 square matrices is the identity matrix, then the matrices are inverses of each other. Yes, Prince?
Madam, it's true.
Yes. If a matrix is multiplied by a column matrix, The result is a row matrix. Samuel?
False.
Yes. And that's the end of the fourth round.
I can conveniently pay for my utility bills, my son's Cartoon Network on DSTV, and renew my internet services package. I can securely send my sweet mother her monthly allowance by simply transferring funds from my bond account into hers. I can also pay the gardener through any of the mobile money platforms available. I can verify if the check to the vendor has cleared. Now let me guess my sister is here at time so I can...
At the end of the fourth round, OSEI Senior High School has 20 points. BOLGATANGA Senior High School has 28 points. University Practice Senior High School has 38 points. Fifth and final round. In this round, I'm going to be reading out clues. Your objective is to solve the riddle. In order to solve the riddle, you need to ring for it. May I hear your bell, OSEI? Thank you. University Practice. Thank you. BOLGATANGA. Thank you. If you solve the riddle on the first clue, 5 points. On the second clue, 4 points. On the third or any clue thereafter, 3 points. There are 4 riddles. Best wishes. I am a type of tissue with cells that are rigid and non-stretchable. My cells. Okay, go ahead, Emmanuel. Go ahead.
Sclerenchyma cells.
How did you know? These are the things that lead us to be investigated for unnecessary things. All right, let me read out the rest of the clues. Okay, so I'm a type of tissue with cells that are rigid and non-stretchable. My cells are usually found in non-growing regions of plant bodies, such as the bark or mature stems. My cells occur in many different shapes and sizes, but 2 main types are fibrous and sclerized. Am I reading too fast? Okay. I am one of the 3 types of ground or fundamental tissues in plants. The other 2 types are parenchyma and collenchyma. Who am I and is sclerenchyma? All right, next one. So they solved the riddle on the first clue. 5 points. Next one. Sometimes I'm a potential calibrated in electron volts. To you, I may be energy that can be measured in joules, but no one sees me as potential energy. I am a property of positive value of an element, indeed the atom of the element. I only make sense if the atoms are in the vapor state. I measure how easily an electron can be taken from the valence shell. Yes.
Ionization energy.
Pardon?
Ionization energy.
Yes. I was reading the last clue, and this is the rest of it. I measure how easily an electron can be taken from the valence shell and moved an infinite distance away. And yes, it's an ionization energy or ionization potential. They solved the riddle on the last clue, 3 points. In simplest form, I am a ratio. I am associated with maps or drawings of structures. Yes.
Scale.
Yes, it's a scale. The rest of the clues. I am the markings on a measuring instrument. I am also the markings on the axis of a graph. I am also a measuring instrument for determining mass of a substance. And so those were the clues. And they solved this riddle on the second clue, 4 points. Last one. I am a type of astronomical telescope. I am distinguished from the other types of astronomical telescopes by my objective. My objective is a reflective optical element. I am named for a well-known scientist. Yes, Manuel?
Galilean telescope.
No. Yes, which of you? Which of you, Prince?
Madam, the terrestrial telescope.
No. I continue. I am named for a well-known scientist who is associated with such physics topics as mechanics and gravitation. So who am I? Abdul Samad.
The Newtonian telescope.
Yes. I read all the clues. Newtonian telescope is right, and that's for 3 points. That's the end of the 5th round. At the end of the contest, here are the final scores. OSEI Senior High School has 25 points. BOLGATANGA Senior High School has 31 points. University Practice Senior High School has 45 points. OSEI Senior High School, thank you for being here and best wishes to you. BOLGATANGA Senior High School, thank you for being here as well. All the best. University Practice Senior High School, congratulations on winning the contest. Prepare well, and I shall see you in the quarterfinals. Viewers, thank you for joining us for this contest. Before we leave, I would like to acknowledge that the National Science and Math Quiz is sponsored by the Ghana Education Service through the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools. We also have support from GCB Bank, Accra College of Medicine, Medifem Multi-Specialist Hospital and Fertility Center, Lancaster University, Ghana, Academic City College, West African Center for Cell Biology of Infectious Pathogens, WACBIB, Awake Purified Drinking Water, GTP, and Hoti Makeup. The mentorship sessions are sponsored by Bond Savings and Loans and RMG Ghana, and SciTech Fair 2018 was sponsored by GOL, Prudential Life Insurance Ghana, and Talo Ghana Limited. Our media sponsors are City FM and Joy News. This is a primetime production. Thank you for joining us for this contest. Please join us next time when we bring you Kumasi High School, St. Louis Senior High School, and Armed Forces Senior High Technical School for another 1A stage contest. Bye-bye.
There's always that one individual so selfless and caring. The world still has caring people. Getting unexpected help is a joy for us. That's why at Prudential Life, we've introduced Ultimate, the no-lapse guarantee on your Premier and Classic farewell plans. The biggest challenge for most clients having a funeral policy is the fact that when they are unable to pay premiums due to financial challenges, the policies elapse and the full benefit falls off. We have introduced the no-lapse guarantee on our funeral plans. This ensures that you don't lose your full benefit during challenging financial moments. Prudential, always listening, always understanding.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
Well, you're a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Gold.
Ashwini Pankasa. Goil, good energy.